computer? Okay. All right. Thank you. We're recording now. Okay. So hi, everyone. Whether you're watching in person live, thank you for joining us. Or if you're watching the video, thank you for doing that as well. So my name is Deborah Frenes Baez, and people also call me Debbie. Either one is fine. And before I introduce myself, although I am an independent consultant and area manager with Arbonne International, with this awesome company that I get to share about products and business today. But before I do that, I'm going to first pass it over to Rachael, because Rachel's getting her business started, and I want her just to share, even if it's just a sentence or two, about why you decided to start your Arbonne business, and then go ahead and send it back to me, and then I'll get going with the presentation. Okay, can you share a quick tidbit, please?
Okay, sure. So my name is Rachael. So the reason I got started in Arbonne was because I just wanted to start living a healthy living life for myself and for my family. And so I've heard about, Arbonne, but I just said it's just time to get started, get started with it, and instead of just saying I'm going to. And then also the business part of it was just a plus for me. Because if I can live healthy and, share that with others, then why not? That was just, just another thing added to it. So that's what attracted me, and I just hope to continue it and, and be able to share it as well with others.
Awesome. Thank you so much for sharing. It's always fun to hear new people start to share why they start with Arbonne, and you'll see it starts to evolve over time. So I'm going to share a little bit about who I am and how I started in the business, and then I'm going to weave a little bit more of my story into when we talk about the products, the plan, and all of that. And then I'm going to mute folks out just for background noises purposes, but if you want to say anything, share anything, or ask questions, go ahead and do that. We can also leave time at the end. So I actually started my, so first of all, whoever's sending this video to you, or whoever invited you on, which might have been Rachael, it really is paying a compliment to people when we invite people on to take a look at Arbonne as a business or products, because it really is, they think highly of you in some way. So consider it a compliment. So Arbonne really has changed my life in a lot of ways, as crazy and silly as that may sound. I used to be a teacher before. I started my business about 8.5 years ago. My daughter's about to be 9, my oldest baby, and then my son's going to be 7. And I started this business when my daughter was just months old, so about 8.5 years ago. And that's also when I decided to exit teaching. Although I enjoyed teaching, it was also really stressful. And I don't know if you know what teachers get paid. I knew I was also worth more, but it was primarily I wanted to raise my kids, and I wanted the flexibility, and Arbonne also allowed me that. But honestly, I found Arbonne in large part because of the products. I was starting to read what was in products, and it scared me to learn about all the scary things, chemicals and things like that are in products. Also, I realized that healthy living has kind of always been a part of like my life and the way I think and wanting to get healthier. When I was really little, actually like my kid's age, I was about 7 years old. I was 7 when my dad passed away from a heart attack, obviously suddenly, and he was in his 40s, and I think about that now that my kids are like 7 and I'm in my 40s, I think about that. I'm like, gosh, I mean, it's just like, it's really a lot to think about, right? But the way I see it is, it really has stirred in a passion to change the cycle for my family, right? Because we have so much control with our health, with nutrition. And that's what I love about this business. I get to share that with people, help people build a healthy lifestyle. We're not perfect, but we definitely have come a long way in the last almost decade now, especially since I've learned so much through Arbonne. So I love this business because it allows me to help people live a healthier life so that we're around for our kids and our grandkids. And that's a big reason why I love my business. And so many other reasons. I love the flexibility, and you'll hear a little bit more about that. But if you do want to know more about the business itself, I will touch on it, but you let us know. We can talk more about it later, but you can also go to earnings.arbonne.com to learn more about it and like what is typical in terms of like income. So, but today we're here to learn a little bit more about the healthy living side of, and I'm also manning the slides, and now they're going crazy. So I apologize. Okay, we're here primarily to learn more about the healthy living side of Arbonne, right? And so we really are a health and wellness company. And I'm looking at this, by the way, so remember that. So we've been here, we've actually been around for over 4 decades. We're like 41 years old now with Arbonne. And we have nutrition, skincare, body care. The philosophy really is about the entire body, the mind, and skin. It's about the whole person. So I love that about our business. This was our founder, Peter Mork, and he was a Norwegian botanist. He really wanted to help people flourish no matter who they were. So I love that about Peter Mork, because he had this vision for this company, and it really has come to fruition, which is really cool. We're also in different countries, which is what he wanted also, and hopefully going into more. So we can do business with anyone in the US, Canada, UK, Poland, Australia, and New Zealand. So now, especially with the internet, like it's just so much easier, right? To be able to, I mean, we can do this with people in other countries, right? I've FaceTimed with or Zoomed, I can't remember what it was, with somebody in Australia, somebody in the UK. I mean, how would you ever do that before, right? So it's really neat what we can do with this business. So this is the best part, I think, of Arbonne is our holistic approach. All those certifications down there, they mean a lot, actually. It's really about health and well-being, and we have the science to prove it and to back it up. And this is just a quick tidbit about just our ingredient policy, which makes all the difference, really. I don't know if you're aware, but in Europe, they ban 1,400 ingredients from products. And here in the US, it's not a lot, it's like a dozen. But Arbonne, we're our own company, and in any of our countries, Arbonne, we have 2,000 ingredients that are on our not allowed list. So we're even stricter now than Europe is, Arbonne, okay? Other products in the US, totally different. So this is why I love it. You know, the standards are really clean and really high. The company as a whole is amazing. Also, we're certified B Corporation, which is actually a really difficult certification to get. And it means so much, actually. It means we have higher standards, responsibility to the planet, to people. We put people and the planet before profits. And so it's just like to me, it just feels like it's one of the best companies to be a part of. We also the goal is to lower the carbon footprint that Arbonne is putting on the earth by like 30% by 2030. So it's just, everything is super, wanting to go the environmental. We have like actually super gone the environmental route, but always getting better at it. So I love that about it. So this here is going to start to talk a little bit about our 30 days healthy living, which is what Rachel just started last week, actually. Yeah, like a week ago, actually today, right? Yeah. Me and my husband do this a few times a year, but even when we're not doing our strict 30, we really do our best to live the lifestyle. And that's what it's all about, right? So our hope is to be able to help people to reset to healthier lifestyle. So maybe the 30 days are stricter, but then after that, we're hoping that we help people figure out, hopefully, how they can make it more of a lifestyle. So we really want to help educate people. The education is really important, and teach people how to be successful and really create new habits with what we should be eating, what's affecting our body, and to help identify the foods that are impacting their body in ways that maybe they don't even know. Maybe, some of us live with things like indigestion and low energy and all kinds of things. And sometimes we just think that that's how we're supposed to be, right? But this really helps people come into tune with their body, and it helps support the gut, which is really most important, what goes on in the gut area, right? It also helps people feel just better and look better, and when we're doing all that, it's also helping our stress levels. I mean, it helps our mindset. It really is about the whole person. So when you get started on our program, we also have a private Facebook group. If you want to be a part of it, we have recipes, we have all kinds kinds of great things to help support people. And I'm in contact with people as much as possible. So Rachel's starting, so I'm helping Rachel with anybody getting started, right? So we would coach somebody together because she's also learning. So but that's awesome because because she's a step ahead of the game. So she's going to be like, oh yeah, so last week this is what I did. So it's a good place to be. So this is a little bit of how it works. So number one is, and there's, we take people step by step. It's not like if boom, they're your products and go, we'll see you later. It does not work like that at all. Step one is you get there's a digital guide where you will see the things to avoid. This sometimes is the hard part for people. But honestly, after you get used to it, Rachel probably share with you or start to share with you, then you start to see, oh, okay, like I'm getting used to it, right? And you get used to what to substitute. So one is what to avoid, right? Like we help teach people avoid things that are probably affecting your body in some way. And those things are like things that are artificial, like sweeteners, right? Like sugars, things that are sweet, that are often not. So one thing is natural sweet, right? Another thing is not natural. We even help you with a list, right? We remind people to avoid alcohol, coffee, dairy, wheat and gluten, with all the same kind of thing, soy. So there's other things as well, but those are kind of like the big ones, okay? And number two, we want to substitute 1 or 2 meals with Arbonne shakes. They're healthy, they meet all the requirements. We even give you recipes so that you can really make at least one, if not both, a real meal substitute with some great veggies and good fats and stuff like that, and like frozen berries and stuff like that. So we give you recipes, which is great. And we want to really encourage the step 3 through 6. We want to encourage people to get moving, right? To be mindful, to rest well, to track your goals. And so all of those things kind of come into play because we stay in contact with each other and we're like, okay, how's it going? How are you feeling? What are you doing, right? So meal planning. Meal planning, this is the nice thing, is that Arbonne makes it simple. We have a lot of recipes. We have some cheat sheets kind of like this that tells you what your plate should kind of look like. And really, meal planning helps. And it doesn't have to be super complicated. Like literally, I think our fridge is like almost empty right now, and I'm avoiding going to the grocery store, but I know there's my key go-tos. When you have your key go-tos that are healthy, then you just know it, right? And if you want to try something different, my husband and I are just talking about doing more plant-based and starting to move even more away from meat. We're not vegan or vegetarian. You don't have to be, but as we learn more, we just start to do better, right? So like just like my husband, and he cycles, and he's like, I know that plant-based allows me to have more energy to go farther, and it's so true, right? There's a really good movie called the Game Changers. Oh my gosh, it's so interesting. It's a documentary about eating meat and not eating meat and the performance athletically. So it's a good watch. But anyway, so we give you cheat sheets, right, on what your meals should look like. So we're really trying to support people through the whole bit. And then some helpful hints, there's the great thing is that our website and our Facebook groups really are going to help you have a lot of those tips as you go. And then as we're talking you through things, we'll give you helpful hints also, but we give lots of helpful hints as well. So a little bit, so now onto the products. So I'm going to show them again, but these are some of the products that come, that automatically come, right? You have some options as far as flavors, but the protein shakes, amazing, because a lot of people have had other shakes and they're like, oh my gosh, I don't like shakes. And they have ours and they're like, oh my gosh, they're good. They come from plants, so it's pea protein, and people think it's going to taste gross, but it's not. It's really good. Vanilla, chocolate. I even make, my kids want me to make these goodies. I make these like little treats out of them. So we also make things that are like sweet, so it substitutes a lot of sweet stuff for us. The Energy Fizz, I've had probably, I actually have a box right here. Energy Fizz, this is what the box looks like. I have all kinds of stuff over here. But the Energy Fizz is probably my favorite thing on the planet. It substitutes for a lot of people the coffee, the sodas, the juices. And for a lot of people, they're like, coffee, I can't give that up. And then they have the Energy Fizz and they're like, oh, I'm good. I'm like, yeah, because you have a substitute and it's healthy. Another product is the Gut Health microbiome. We used to call this Digestion Plus because it's really about the digestion. It has enzymes, prebiotics, and probiotics. That one, phenomenal. pretty much most of our products are powder also, because that's for higher absorbability. And then the detox tea. The detox tea, you can have it cold, you can have it hot. In the morning, we have it hot with our energy fizz. You can have it separate if you want. I have a little packet right here. And you can have it morning and night as well. It doesn't have caffeine. This is where you have some options. And this is if people want the set, right? We can also customize a set for folks. If people are like, oh, I just want to start with, a few things. I don't know if I want to do a whole 30 days. That's okay too. We can customize. So folks have an option here. They're from these 3 products. Folks can choose 2 products. I usually recommend the Gentle Cleanse and the superfood greens, okay? Because the fiber is great, but our protein has a lot more fiber now, so a lot of people don't need it. And I'm telling people to put greens in their shakes anyway. So that's usually what I recommend. Unless people know for a specific reason I need a lot of fiber, then we talk about that, okay? So people have an option there. Okay, so we really want to also help people overall, support everything, right? The mindfulness, the body, the skin, everything, of course. It's all really connected, and Arbonne really believes in that. Like when we're stressed and we're not eating well, our skin shows it, right? It's all connected. So this is what the healthy living set looks like. And again, there's some options, like with the shake, you can have 2 of the vanilla or 2 of the chocolate or 1 of each. And we can also customize. If we have any of our special limited time options, you can also do that. We might have mint chocolate still. I'm not sure. Sometimes we have some special ones that come in and out, which is kind of fun. The energy fizz, you have some options, or strawberry, citrus, pomegranate. So a little bit of everything. And they're also sold separately, which is nice. And right now, we also have a free sign up for preferred clients, which is good. With the set, the sign up, the $29 sign up is waived, which is really nice. And people also get free shipping when they get the set, and a free gift. So a little bit more about so let me touch on healthy looking skin, okay? Because this is a big deal. Because people don't always see that a healthy gut, when the inside is working well, the skin also starts to look better. And it's totally true. But we also have, of course, amazing skincare. Our skincare is age well. I'm laughing because our really amazing ingredients are right here: bakuchi oil, stabilized vitamin C, and sustained plant stem cell extract. I'm laughing because my husband said, I tried your product in the bathroom, the one that has bok choy. Bok choy is a popular Asian vegetable. And I was like, bok choy? I'm like, oh, bakuchi oil. It's bakuchi oil. The products are amazing. Everything is also plant-based, even what goes on our skin. I'm telling you, the Age Well is phenomenal. I love it. And really, it is also important. It is also part of health and wellness. People don't always think about what we put on our skin is important, because our skin is the largest organ, right? But we don't think about it in that way. And in fact, what we put on our skin goes directly into our bloodstream in seconds. And people don't think about that. They think about just what we eat. But that's kind of taking it to the next level, right? And it's one of the reasons why I found Arbonne, because I was starting to read about what goes on products we put on our skin and on our baby skin and on our head for shampoo, all kinds of things. A lot of, if we're putting chemicals, then that's going into our bloodstream. That can affect hormones, because products that have chemicals can affect hormones. It can affect a ton of things, right? So anyway, we have an amazing Age Well as well, which helps with just looking better, right? Overall, aging in a healthy way. So I don't want to take too much more time. So I'm going to wrap up with 3 more pieces real quick. What's next if this is something you are wanting, right? So maybe you're like, yes, I want to do the 30 days healthy living, or no, I don't, but I do want some products. Let me see what else you have. So preferred client, no matter what, is a good route. Okay. We can show you how to get the set for about 40% off. We can actually show you how to make your own set for like 40% off, which is really cool, like $400 worth for like $200. So it's a really good deal. That $29 sign up this month is waived with at least $150 worth, which the set is more than that. So that usually covers it. We also show you how to get rewards throughout the year. So you also get free shipping with the $150 order. So if it's like, okay, yes, I want to be a preferred client, cool, we can show you how to do that. We also, obviously give you great customer service. Another route, and I'm going to camp out here just for a couple more minutes because I want to share a tidbit more on the consultant side. But as you can see there, take a drink of my water. Consultant is another route. Maybe you're like, okay, I want to get a better discount. And I also would love to have something on the side as a plan B, or totally as an exit plan. I don't know. Or I get it. I want to also build a business, or, whatever the thinking may be, right? Ask more questions about this if this is what you're thinking as well. But the cool thing is, as an independent consultant, the sign-up fee is $49 instead of $29, which is not a big difference, right? But right now, with actually 2 set purchases, the consultant one is still waived. Yeah. So with 2 set purchases, like if people want the skincare and the nutrition, like you would be set, right? That's kind of like an ideal way to start as a consultant, but it doesn't always happen, and that's okay. If people are starting with those 2 sets, then the $49 is actually waived this month. But you get to have not only like the greatest products at the best discount. You can work in any of those countries. I mean, literally, you can go on social media and friend somebody in each of those countries right now if you wanted to, right? I was messaging with somebody. I'm like, where do you live? And they're like, India. And I'm like, our one isn't in India yet. Darn. Okay. It's okay. I'm like, do you know people in the US or UK? So you can also earn rewards. Right now we're working on earning an incentive trip. Assuming everything is great in the world, the incentive trip is to Atlantis, Bahamas. There's always incentive trips every year. The next one is Bahamas, and in the Bahamas, Atlantis, Bahamas next year. There's so many great things, right? But to learn more about the details of it, and I'll briefly go over that, is go to earnings.arbonne.com. But this is something that I do want to share because I never know what's happening behind closed doors. I never know if what somebody's reason was. My reason for starting this business was I was stressed as a teacher, honestly. I was looking for something different. I wanted flexibility to raise my kids. And honestly, the kids were kind of like the reason that said, do something different. But honestly, even before kids, I think I was in teaching and I was like, oh my gosh, this is not like what I signed up for. It was hard. Some people start this business not because they don't want to do what they want to do. Some people, or what they're doing. Some people love what they do, but some people get, I can have another income on the side. So some people want it for that reason. Some people say they understand having multiple streams, right? Some people see the bigger vision with Arbonne, which there is a bigger vision. This business, yes, you make money right now on sales. And we teach you, if you want to, learn how to earn not just on direct sales. I, for example, have a team in different states. My goal is to go global next. I have a team in New Mexico and Arizona? I can't remember if Arizona. New Mexico, Texas, Virginia. Now I have family in Arizona. So different states, right? And I didn't know them before, but somebody introduced me to them. And somehow they ended up on my team. And so I earn commission from my team. That's where the magic happens. And I love for people to understand that, because a lot of us, most of us, can't duplicate ourselves. Or I don't know if that's a proper word, but I don't, whatever it is you do, like me as a teacher, I taught teachers how to teach, but I didn't get paid for what they did, let alone if I wasn't there, right? Maybe you've taught somebody to train somebody. Maybe you've trained somebody at your work, but when you're not there, do you get paid for them working? You know what I mean? Or, so kind of thinking about it in that sense. When I teach people how to do what I do, they go and do it. And I can help them. We could do it together, but they still sell, they still buy, they tell other people, they share products because they love it, and they share it on social media and people buy from them, and I get paid for it, even though I'm not directly selling it to them. So this is where the word network marketing comes into play. We network, and your network builds and builds and builds. Why not share with people products that they're buying anyway, but it's probably from somebody else, from another store, and the products are probably not as good as Arbonne's. Instead of buying their shampoo, their makeup, their, protein, whatever it is, their bars, their protein bars, their whatever it is, their skincare, instead of buying it from those stores where a big CEO makes all the money, why not buy it from your virtual store and you get paid? And they're getting honestly better products than they would at a really expensive counter in the mall. And it's just the truth, right? So that's kind of a little bit. If you want to know more about the business, let us know. We can literally really help to teach people how to make a little extra money or a lot of extra money. If people want to make a lot of extra money, we can teach people this is what you do. It takes time and it takes work, but we can teach you also how to replace an income if that's what you want. And this is something we do part-time and right now totally online. And even before all this, thank goodness, and I'm so blessed to have this business because even before all this, we were doing mostly everything online anyway. So we didn't really skip a beat. But go to earnings.arbonne.com. You can learn more about like what's typical as far as money goes, right? So, and this is just the disclaimer, go to see what's typical because some people bolt to the top, some people don't, and that's okay. You know, some people sign up and don't do anything, and that's okay. And some people say, I'm going to do this and I'm going to do it, and it doesn't matter if it takes me 10 years. But because teaching, I was going to teach forever, and I was never going to be able to work part-time from home, you know, work on earning a Mercedes-Benz. We have a Mercedes-Benz cash bonus, by the way, the next level for me. I wasn't going to be able to have, you know, business in different states. And the income potential is unlimited. Unlike teaching, I knew what my income potential was. So anyway, so that's that. But if you have any questions, let us know. And what I do recommend is letting us know where you see yourself. That way we know how to follow up with you. Do you see yourself as a preferred client? Do you see yourself as a consultant? Or do you just have questions? And that's fine too. What I will ask is, this is my little incentive, and I'm going to stop the recording now. So if there are questions, and then I'm going to share my incentive with you. If I could pause it. When I go on this type of mode, I have a hard time. Oh, okay, that's not what I meant to do. Okay, there it is. Stop the recording.